And we are live. Welcome back to the Giant Bay Podcast. I can't talk. But it is currently Friday, March 25th, 2022. And we are pretty much in the middle of spring training now. It's been only a week, but with a shortened spring training, that's really the reality. How's it going today?
It's going pretty well. Yes, spring training's shortened, but hey, we got baseball at least, so thank God for that.
Thank God for that, indeed. Well, we got some stuff to go over today. Maybe we can react to the Giants spring training game when we're done, but for now, we got to talk about some news, and we got to talk about some prospect rankings, because those came out, and we got to talk about spring training, because that's going on too. So, let's go over to, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to do any of that. Alright, so the first really piece of news that we got earlier this week is the update on Matthew Boyd. Now, obviously, we talked about it on the last episode briefly that Matthew Boyd wasn't going to be back for opening day. And we now know exactly when he's going to come back. They're saying he's going to be coming back in early June. So, it's going to be basically almost 2 months into the season. But at least he's not missing the whole season.
No, this is definitely good news, though.
And also, if I take a look at the spring training results, our some of our good, most notable starting pitchers are doing really, really well so far, including, Carlos Rodon had a good spring training start, which is really good. He pitched I believe it was yesterday against the White, might have been 2 days ago. I don't pay attention to spring training too much.
No, me neither, to be honest.
I can check right here. Let's give this a... I'm just going to reset the... Okay. So you should see not a very good score on the screen, but if I go over to the Giants and White Sox game, so yeah, it was yesterday, the 24th, the Giants did win that game. Rodon pitched pretty well. I'm going to look down at his numbers. So he pitched 2 innings, 2 and 2/3 innings. He gave up 2 hits and a run, but he did have 4 strikeouts. So the good is obviously the 4 strikeouts, but the bad thing is the home run. You can't be giving up home runs, that's for sure.
No, definitely not at all.
So Carlos Rodon is doing pretty well. Obviously, 1 start. The strikeout numbers are high, like they're supposed to be. And also, if you didn't know, which I am pretty sure if you follow the Giants, if you follow this team, you will know about Logan Webb and how he's doing, because he's doing very, very well so far in spring training.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding, for sure.
He had, his first start, both of his starts have resulted in losses, but that doesn't matter if they're losing. It matters if the single stats, like the single player stats, are doing well.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in spring training, he's played 2 games. His record is it's nothing because he has gotten a no decision in both starts, and he has an ERA just below 2. So, really, really good start for Logan Webb.
Yeah, and this is definitely a good sign to come from all the pitchers. Like we saw Also, Camilo Duvall, a young Giants bullpen arm. He had one inning pitch and 2 strikeouts in that game against the White Sox too. So, I mean, that's a good start for the Giants. I mean, their record's not really going to matter in spring training because they're putting in all these guys and saying, okay, which one's the best, which one's going to be put in, which one's going to be put out, put them on the bench, and yada yada yada. And seeing who is going to be making the opening day lineup. So I'm definitely excited for the regular season. But I don't really care about the Giants' record in spring training right now. What matters is regular.
Me neither. No one cares about spring training records. Unless you're like a super competitive fan and you literally just only care about spring training, which I don't get why you would, because if you're a baseball fan or if you're a fan of sports in general, you know that preseason games do not count towards the season. That's why they're called preseason games. But yeah, so obviously the spring training record is not there. But obviously, like we said, it doesn't really matter, especially when the players that we look to be valuable pieces in the lineup and in the rotation are doing well. I forgot to mention Anthony DeSclafani. He's doing pretty well to start his spring. He was making headlines in spring earlier, so it's good to see that he is on the right track.
And this is definitely a step up from 2021. Hopefully he can do better in the 2022 season.
Yeah, he looked good last year. He had some signs of brilliance. So hopefully he can repeat that like most Giants pitchers have shown last year. I mean, you could pretty much all of them last year, except for Kevin Gausman last year, because Gausman had a good year the year before. But basically, he was the only one that we expected to be good, and then you see guys like Logan Webb and Anthony DeSclafani showing up. So
I mean, yeah, all these guys are they were unexpected to do this good in 2021, but now we have big hopes for them in 2022.
For sure, and it says here again, Anthony DeSclafani turned in 3 scoreless innings today versus the Guardians. Now, I know the Giants are losing in this game, but all of the Guardians' runs have been scored late. They haven't, they've just now been scoring. So, like we said, DeSclafani, 3 innings pitch, only 2 hits allowed. He did get a strikeout. He walked 1. That's okay. But the 0 earned runs, like we said, this just proves our point of how spring training records, they don't matter. They don't matter at all. And
none at all.
Them just proving that. So I think we should move on to the offense here, because pitching isn't everything. I mean, pitching and defense is probably the biggest part of the game. But you still need offense to win ball games, because you're not going
to
pitch zeros and then not be able to score to back it up. So I on the stats that I have been picking up with, Steven Duggar and Lamont Wade Jr., they've been doing well at the plate. Wilmer Flores is a little bit shaky in the field from what I've been noticing, but he's been hitting for power, which is good, especially as a righty bat.
Yeah, and was he batting 400 or something like that?
I don't know, something crazy like that. I can get that for you.
I know it's definitely above 300. I think for sure.
Oh yeah, he's doing amazing. Let me pull his Baseball Reference up on the screen here. So he is batting. Oh, he's only batting 143. Okay. I guess he's not doing good of late, because I was keeping track a couple of days ago. So maybe he's just not doing as well as we thought he would be. Or actually, maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. But if you look what he did last year, at 260 you know what you're gonna get from Wilmer Flores. He's a 260 hitter career. He's gonna get you 18 to 20 home runs per season, with an OPS a little over 700, which isn't bad, but for a third baseman and first baseman, you would like the OPS to be up a little bit more, but pretty good from Flores.
Yeah, and like you said, he's a 260 hitter, and he's definitely a good utility guy for the infield as well. So Wilmer Flores is definitely going to get you a big piece in the field when it comes to playing in the outfield, or whether it's infield or just hitting wise. He's good everywhere.
Infield depth. Teams need infield depth, outfield depth, pitching depth, everything like that. And with Wilmer Flores, he can even play the outfield. I don't think he's played the outfield in a while, but he can play. I know he can play the outfield.
Yeah.
Normally when you can play every position on the infield, you can play positions on the outfield just fine. It is different from the infield, but I feel like with a guy like Wilmer, like coming from multiple different teams in his career, he's played everywhere. His baseball reference only lists second baseman, third baseman, and first baseman, but that's of late. So
yeah, that's not about his whole career or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard this, but there's 5 Giants in the top 100 prospect rankings. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's really good. 5 out of 100.
And I think they're all in the top 30s as well.
Let's go.
Obviously, we know that Joey Bart's one of them.
Well, yeah, it's not a clear coincidence.
Let's see. So what he's done in spring training, I'm interested. So he's batting 300. That's pretty good. He only has 3 at bats though, so it's a very small sample size.
We'll take whatever we can get though.
He does have 2 RBIs in that one hit, so
Ooh.
It doesn't show me if. Okay, no, that was a home run. I was watching the game the other day, and I think it might have been him that hit the home run. But
ooh, nice.
That's good. That's just a notable name. I'm sure we've heard about Heliot Ramos. He's pretty good as well. He's an outfielder. I'm gonna pull up his numbers. And his 2021 numbers, he batted .254, but let's see. Okay, yeah. So he batted .254, which isn't too bad. It's not terrible.
That's average.
Yeah.
Average. Yeah.
In his short professional career, he's been batting over .270. So I'm guessing last season was a little bit of a letdown, but there's always room to bounce back. That's for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah. So if I look at his past, I want to look at his batting average. So yeah, he's been batting like .298. 2017 he batted over .340.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then so he's been up and down like 348, 250, 298, 254, it's he's been bouncing around, but his average hasn't been below like 240. So
no. Hasn't been below that at all, no.
That's good. Obviously, he's just been in like AA, AAA, and when you move up to the major leagues, it's a big jump, especially in the American League West Division. And
you mean?
Or not the American League. Why do I have American League?
I was gonna say I
was talking I was talking about the Mariners the other day, and I was
Oh,
talking about the AL West. Um,
no, it's the NL West.
yeah, even harder division in my opinion. That NL West is.
Yeah, way,
Um,
way hard.
but yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to talk about?
Um, well, let's I guess we could talk about like our predictions for the regular season, and like we can note a couple
Oh yeah, I
players.
should I should bring up the post that we made. We can talk about that.
Yeah, like we can talk about like let's talk about a few guys. So let's talk about like Logan Webb, Mike Yastrzemski, Bell, maybe Rodon, just like a couple hitters and a couple pitchers,
Yeah.
and see how they'll do.
All right. We can talk about that. I'm just going to bring up our predictions that we made on Instagram
Oh
the
yeah,
other week. But yeah, I think if you want to talk about Mike Yastrzemski first, we totally can do that. I mean, obviously, um, having a grandfather that played in big leagues, that was really well recognized by fans and stuff. Um, Obviously, he was really hyped up, and he's been pretty good to start his
yeah,
career. He hasn't been like crazy, but
no,
look at his numbers. Last season wasn't as good as he has been in years past. Only a 224 batting average, but I feel like in a year, this year, where we need players to step up, I feel like Mike Yastrzemski's going to be one of those guys.
yeah, he's definitely going to be like he had not one of the greatest seasons last year, but this season he'll come back and he'll get better and he'll get stronger and be a core piece of our lineup this year for sure.
I wonder who we're going to put at DH, because we didn't even talk about the universal DH.
No, not at all.
Like, I mean, I know we had one in 2020, in that shortened year, but like, this is the first full season that the National League's going to have a DH. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy for sure.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I really, as much as I don't want them to do this, I don't think they should do this to Joey Bart, because I think they should just, when players are young, they should never play DH,
No, they should
because
not. They
they're
should
gonna just
play.
ruin their defensive abilities. And it's
Yeah,
just,
they should have them play at their respected position.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I hope having the universal DH is not gonna make teams do this, because yeah, it might work out for your team, but like once they go on to other teams and stuff, or like once, let's say, because Mike Yastrzemski plays right field most of the time, let's say they move him to DH because they are gonna put like Lamont Wade in right field, and then
Uh,
let's say right field opened back up again, Yastrzemski has to go back there, and he hasn't played there in forever. I mean, I know players have their practices and outfield drills that he would probably still do, but it's not the same as in a real game.
no, not at all. It's definitely not the same.
Especially at Oracle Park.
Yeah, it's a freaking huge park and a big, you know, family-friendly park, I guess you could say.
I mean, talking about like a big outfield. I mean, most of the time the right fielder is gonna have to cover the right center gap. I mean, obviously center fielders are normally in charge of that, but having such a big right field gap, the right fielder is gonna be involved in those as well. But yeah, I don't really want to get into like too specific numbers from Yastrzemski, but I feel like he'll bat around the 250, 260, 270 range. I don't think he's a
Yeah.
300 hitter, and we know that, but I feel like he had 25 home runs last year. I feel like he bats around 260 with like 35 home runs and like
Yeah,
90 plus
very
RBIs.
respectable. That's very respectable.
That's a bounce back season.
Definitely, indeed.
Because he had 71 RBIs last year. So, okay. So who's next? Who do you want to talk about now?
Let's go Logan Webb.
Oh, I mean, he's gonna be good again.
Yeah, he's definitely
He's
going to
got
be.
some nasty stuff. I mean,
Yeah, he's a phenomenal.
he had a ERA right around a 3, which is pretty good for a starting pitcher. He had 158 strikeouts and 148 innings pitched, so he's averaging pretty much a strikeout or more per inning, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He played in 27 games. He started 26 of them, and he was 11-3 with a WAR at 3.9. I don't really
Wow.
get into WAR too much, but that's pretty good. But yeah, I feel like he's gonna be even better this year, just because of more experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. He'll definitely be a one of the better pitchers, and definitely one of the top pitchers in the Giants' rotation for sure.
Like he had a 3.03 ERA last year. I expect him to have like an ERA probably in the 2.8s maybe, and then
Maybe the 2.7s.
maybe if he actually had a lot more innings pitched, maybe he could bring that strikeout number up closer to 200.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think if he gets a full season and he gets a start every 5 days, especially with the double headers, I feel like he's gonna have a strikeout count. I feel like he's a 200 strikeout pitcher.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's definitely that kind of pitcher for sure.
But yeah, like I said, I don't really want to get too much into the numbers because then it just gets into like, oh dang, if he doesn't do this, then I'm just gonna be totally wrong. But this is just predictions. This isn't so specific.
No, it's just beginning season predictions.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to. You want to do? Who do you want to do?
Who?
We'll only do a couple players, but.
We can do one more. We can look at Carlos Rodon.
Ooh. Probably the biggest off-season signing, to my knowledge.
Well, for the pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah, Carlos Rodon is. I mean, it's between him and Jock Peterson, but I feel like he's better at pitching than Peterson is at hitting, especially last year. Maybe if you talk about career numbers, maybe Peterson's better, but if we're talking about last year,
Then Rodon was definitely the wiser choice.
I feel like obviously when you talk about where the White Sox play and where the Giants play in a way friendlier pitcher park than the White Sox do.
Sure. Way friendlier park and way better, happier, nice environment in that.
Yeah, so I feel like the strikeouts will stay the same, obviously. If he has the same year, he'll probably have the same amount of strikeouts. I mean, he only had 132 innings pitched, so obviously injuries might have hurt him a little bit. But
yeah, it probably affected him a lot.
I feel like if he gets around 150 innings pitch, because he had 132 and 2/3 innings pitch, and he had over 180 strikeouts.
Oh wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He did better than Logan Webb.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I feel like even if he gets to like 150 innings pitched, he's gonna be well over 200 strikeouts.
Oh yeah. And he's definitely a candidate for the Cy Young in this year for sure.
Yeah, I mean at least in like the top 5, because like obviously he's gonna be fighting with the Mets rotation, which I don't even know why. I don't even know how they have two of the best pitchers in the game now.
No, I have no idea.
They have number 1 and number 2.
Like how? What the frick?
The Mets are just want to be a big market team now, I guess.
I guess so.
But yeah, if we're talking about numbers and like how well he'll do, I feel like the ERA maybe will lower a bit. He's gonna give up a lot less home runs, which is gonna make the ERA go down. And I feel like the record may change a little bit, but definitely the ERA will go down just because of the home runs allowed.
Yeah, it definitely will. I mean, if you look at the perspective way, ERA is affected by home runs, runs allowed, and then some other stat I can't remember. But
Yeah.
if those are low, then the ERA will definitely be lower than the rest. So
I totally agree on that one. But obviously, he's a left-handed pitcher, which I feel like we need obviously in the top 3, because we're gonna have Disclafani, who's a righty, Logan Webb, who is a righty, and then you have Rodon, who's a lefty. So, especially with the short porch that we have in right field, lefty on lefty is gonna make it a lot harder for them to get that short porch a lot more.
yeah, and plus we have a good mix of lefties and righties in our pitching rotation, so it's definitely going to be a good mix, and our opponents don't know what's going to come at them.
I think also they did a projected like lineup. I want to see that because I have a general idea over what our lineup's going to be.
On opening day?
Yeah, but I want to see. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, okay, it's projecting the roster.
Oh,
Okay, so catcher, obviously we're gonna have Joey Bart and Kurt Casale. First base is gonna be Brandon Belt, like we expected.
Yeah,
Second base is going to be they said Wilmer Flores will start at second base for us.
Ooh.
And then shortstop is Brandon Crawford, we knew that.
Yep.
Third base is going to be Longoria, and he's going to be back for opening day, I heard. So that's good news. Outfield is Mike Yastrzemski, Lamont Wade Jr., Jock Peterson, Austin Slater, Darren Ruff, who we just signed a 2-year extension to, and obviously Steven Duggar, who was good for us last year as well.
I'm very excited for that offense. That sounds such a good offense. That's such a good offense.
Especially with Jock Peterson having that, like, I wonder how much splash hits he's going to have this year.
I know.
I could spend a whole 10 minutes talking about how many splash hits he'll have, because he definitely likes to pull the ball.
Yeah.
I want to look at the rotation. I think this is in order, so this is their projected rotation in order. Logan Webb, number 1. I think we saw that. I mean, maybe Rodon. But Rodon's second, and then Anthony Desclafani, Alex Wood, and then Alex Cobb. Which we talked about last episode, how he was fighting for a rotation spot. So I'm guessing they want him in the rotation.
Yeah.
And then some notable bullpen guys, Jake McGee, Tyler Rogers, you know,
Camilo Duvall. You got
yep,
oh God,
Dominic Leone.
yeah, that's the one I was
Um,
thinking of.
okay, yeah. And then we have Carlos Martinez at the back end.
Oh yeah, Carlos Martinez. I totally forgot that we signed him
I
to a minor
know.
league.
He's one of those guys that I forget. I mean, honestly, if he's on his game as well, he's a good closer.
Yeah, or like a good setup man.
I mean, with the Cardinals a couple of years ago, he was really, really good.
Yeah, he was definitely really good for sure.
All right, let me look. I'm gonna look at the headlines to see if there's anything that we need to talk about.
And also, while you're at it, guys, make sure to either on Instagram or any comment on YouTube. Make sure if you have any questions, comment below, or maybe just DM the podcast, and we'll get your questions answered right away.
Yes, we will. We are glad. We are very glad to answer any questions that you might have. So make sure you DM us, comment on Instagram, comment on YouTube, all of that. And we will answer them and go into a conversation of what we think the answer to the question is. And if we don't think, then maybe we can, maybe get a couple answers and see what one fits the best. But
Yeah,
we'll definitely do our best.
for
But
sure.
yeah, that's basically it. There's really no other headlines. I was just looking at the summary from last week that I did. And really, these are, I mean, you've seen on screen, I've kept the NL West slide open that I did for the post on Instagram. If you're not following us over there, make sure to go do that. We just recently hit 50 followers. We're at 51 right now, at the time of recording this, which is amazing. And a couple of days back, let me see, 5 days ago, yeah. Wait, no, I was looking at the wrong post. But you can see this one too. The Giants did win this game. Sorry, it was 6 days ago. We did our 2022 season predictions. So there's the AL East. We had the Blue Jays winning the AL East. We had the White Sox winning the Central, even with their loss of Verdon. The Mariners winning the West. The Mets probably going to win the East. Braves will come second. Cardinals are going to win the Central. And the Dodgers, as much as I don't want to say this, they're going to win the West. The Giants are going to be second, and the W does mean that they're going to make a wild card. And if you saw 3 W's, that's because of the expanded playoffs. There's 3 division winners and 3 wild card teams. And the top 2 division winners, which in our prediction for the National League are going to be the Dodgers and the Mets. The Dodgers and Mets are going to have a first round bye in the first round, and they're going to probably either face the Padres, it looks like, or the Brewers, because the Giants are the Dodgers are gonna face them. The Giants and the Cardinals are probably going to be fighting it out in the first round, which I feel like is going to be a good series. But obviously, this is just predictions, and I'm just speculating off of what I've heard. But those are our predictions. Like I said, we do a lot of content on the Instagram. We post scores, lineups for you guys almost every day that I'm not completely just terrifyingly busy with school. I normally like to do these on lunch hour. So make sure you guys follow over there if you're not already. And that's basically it. Is there anything you would like to say before we end it for now?
No, I'm just glad that we're doing this podcast. I'm glad to be a co-host of this, and if you guys, want to join the podcast and join us, then all you gotta do is just maybe we'll get another member of the bench.
Yeah.
podcasts in here. So,
And even if you only want to do like one episode, make sure to let us know. We're gladly here and willing to do it. If you like baseball, you don't really have to be the best with knowing the Giants. If you know baseball and you want to join and talk some baseball, make sure to let us know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the live stream on YouTube and the podcast. So make sure you guys go check us out. We're available on Spotify for listeners, and I think Google Podcasts is coming as well. Obviously on YouTube. So make sure to check us out there. And yeah, we'll see you in episode number 3.
All right. See you in episode 3, everyone. Have a great day and play ball, everyone.
I got you saying play ball on the recording, which is good.
Nice. I love it.